three.
Curt, coordinator of the UNEPSBCI, which is the Sustainable Building and Climate Initiative.
What are you guys currently working on?
We're working on a number of various projects on promoting sustainability in the construction sector and the building sector, both in terms of policies and practices. We do that through a kind of a common platform where we bring key stakeholders in the construction sector together. We help to establish baselines. We develop tools and strategies for policymakers, and we demonstrate through some pilot projects.
Curt, what does housing sustainability mean for you, particularly in respect to your organization's work?
Well, I think housing sustainability really fits within a kind of a broader approach to sustainability in the construction sector. It's hard to really promote on a broad scale overall sustainability for buildings and not take into account housing, which has such a kind of a cross-cutting impact, both economically, environmentally, and socially. So our approach would be being sure that housing sustainability is part of also broader patterns of sustainability in the overall building sector.
Okay. What do you think the key questions are in developing countries?
I think some of the questions relate to being sure that there's sufficient data, information, tools and strategies necessary to make improvements, to develop projects, and to measure progress. Clearly, the opportunities over the next few decades in terms of meeting the housing need, simply because of population growth, is, I think, very clearly evident. The question is whether we can, again, in advance of meeting that demand, and institutionalize sustainable policies so that the buildings that are constructed to meet that housing demand are done in a way that meets overall sustainability objectives.
Lastly, how do you envision the role of the proposed network in advancing sustainable housing?
I think clearly when you share information and you come together and broadly promote policies and have a knowledge sharing platform and talk more widely about best practices and policies that work and are able to demonstrate the effectiveness of sustainability in housing, either through pilot projects or through broader projects, then clearly you start to really embed an approach to sustainability on a wider scale. You then can reach a broader audience, you can share experiences, you can share networks, and really have an impact at multiple levels.
Thanks, Curt.